Hello everyone, welcome to Street Yarns podcast. It's your boy Adiboy as usual, and today we'll be talking about sports, football particularly. There's a lot going on in the world of sports right now, and so as football fans, we think it's high time that we look in that direction too. And so today I have my two co-hosts, Dayo and Emmanuel Ade. Unfortunately, today we are not going to be, even though we are not always on the same page anyway, but more so today because we are supporting different teams. But we have Temitope George and James Oyebaju. And we'll be looking at the EPL, La Liga, and football generally, especially with the EPL teams that have spent money. You know, those teams that wear blue. I don't really want to start mentioning names, but you know the people I'm talking about.
Stop it.
Okay, so
Stop it.
let's jump right in because people are ready with their ammunitions and their weapons, ready to go deep into it. From my own perspective,
What 3 is that?
Chelsea, we know that naturally, if not for Abramovich that saved you guys, you are not really a big team. Let's be honest. But at least Abramovich came with the money and you guys had a sense of direction a little bit. We know that Chelsea is not the only one spending money, but it's almost like it's only Chelsea that is throwing money inside the toilet and flushing it. Kilo Shele. Yeah, what do you have to say for yourself?
I don't understand. You see a whole champion, you say no, champion is not a big team. Is what? Wait. Is it until we carry what is left to be carried? Let me hear it.
Actually, since the emergence of Guardiola, you guys have not even won the league.
Who is talking? Which club are you from? Let me hear it.
Chelsea has not won the league since like 2015 or so, before Leicester. When Mourinho said they ended back from blue to blue.
Which club are you? No, let's take it club by club. Which club are you from? Let's hear it.
I'm a Madrid fan, so you can't actually touch me. So it's far.
The only untouchable.
How can you come tonight and be a Madrid fan? What fan were you yesterday?
I've always been a Madrid fan.
I don't trust you.
I really don't think it's acceptable to be outside of Europe and be a Madrid fan because I feel it's a very comfortable fanship or fandom. Madrid is established. Madrid
you know that there are some people
saying he or she is a Madrid fan. He's just trying to run under a comfortable shelter.
But then, okay, what would you say about Barcelona fans or Manchester United fans?
Fans, that's true.
Barcelona.
United.
Okay, now let's look at it. When we're talking about big teams in Europe, we pick Madrid, we pick Barcelona, we pick Bayern, we pick Man U, Liverpool, and the likes you get. But amongst all these big teams in Europe, even those with very large history, very solid history, no one has the history of Real Madrid. Nobody. So when you are saying you're a Real Madrid fan, you are not actually trying to put yourself through the test of being a fan because the club is automatically successful.
Okay, where I would disagree with you is some of us became Real Madrid fan during the dark period.
What
define that? You know, the Real Madrid has been bossing. Define that.
Let me tell you about the dark period. There was a 12-year drought between the 9th Champions League win and La Decima. That is the period where...
I bet put that in years. No, put it in years.
Wait, I said 12. Yeah. So if you look at that period, so from
what are we talking about?
Hold on now. From 2002,
during
how many of us here? No, not at the same rate as you say, for instance, Chelsea, because Abramovich had come at that period and he has pumped money into the club. So if he had joined Chelsea, obviously, I am at least 90% sure that most of us here started supporting whatever clubs we started supporting after 2002. 2002 is like 20 years ago. Because the reality of it is that they were not streaming football as much as they are doing it now or a few years later at that time.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a Chelsea fan. Being a Chelsea fan, when I was young, let me for life. Always
for life.
Let me give you.
There was no Nigerian Chelsea fan before 2004.
Wait. Let me break something down to you. Let me break.
No, until 2005-6 when there was ITV.
Exactly.
Shey you chill.
Who is that?
Shey you chill and listen. my history as a Chelsea fan. Let me go back as far as when Nigeria won the Atlanta Olympics. That was the period when I experienced Atlanta Olympics 1996. I experienced it. I was part of people debate. I didn't know much about football, but I just knew Nigeria was playing and all that. And when 1998 came, between 96 and 98, Kanu was the focus of Nigerians when it comes to football. And then Kanu got transferred to Arsenal. When Kanu got transferred to Arsenal, NTA Channel 5 took it upon themselves. At least one match every weekend, they would show any random EPL match. It could be anything. It could be the lowest teams. They don't have the rights to show as they wish, but they just pick any random one and show. And when it's Arsenal, everybody is always tuned in. Along the line, they began to show Chelsea matches and all. And when I was a little boy, I've always liked blue. I've known Chelsea since 1998. Not an avid Chelsea fan. I would not say I was always watching, but I just fell in love with certain players. Tori Andre Flo, Zola, Petit, this guy, Marcel Desailly, like that. I was following the club from that point. I was following football as far back as when Raul, you know the Raul of Real Madrid that retired years ago. When Raul was 17 years, when they came to Nigeria for Nigeria 99, when Aboki, when Aboki for nationals, I won't forget that day. My dad took me to National Stadium. He wanted to come and watch Spain and somebody. And when the Spanish team came down from their team bus to go into the stadium, inside Lagos, now Aboki with all in Qatar for nose and everything. Now so he go try near Raul. For my front like this, 17-year-old Raul ran. It was one of the what? Because it was so funny that day. I can't take it off my brain. It was years later. We now said, okay, Raul became popular. Then Champions League. See, all this about say 2004. It wasn't prominent then, but I watched Man U Bayern Munich 1999 final. I watched it live on what station? I think NTA still. I watched it live when Man U scored those two late goals, and Kufa of Bayern, that German defender, that Ghanaian defender he was literally biting grass, crying that they lost Champions League final in 2 minutes. I watched that final. So I've been a Chelsea fan since, if not 98, probably 99.
Okay. If I want to agree with that timeline of yours, because obviously, it all comes down to access, right? I'm sure there are a lot of
time machine. Time machine.
No. Apart from that, there are a lot of people that growing up, they had access to DSTV way before. And then
popular.
there were a lot of old kids too that back then holiday in the UK, holiday in this, that's their normal lifestyle. So some of us that didn't have that access, obviously, some of the things that we'll have gotten the chance to see,
our local,
will be limited. But one thing I will definitely talk about when it comes to supporting Madrid, I've always heard that argument of people say, "Oh, I am Madrid fans; it's convenient fanship." But the reality is, it is not just about, for me, football, especially the clubs you support. I'm not talking about people that are Man U today, Barca tomorrow, or anybody who is playing against Ronaldo is their friend, or anybody playing against Messi is their friend. I'm talking about you that are fans. Most of the time, you don't choose your football club. You just end up in a football club and you are just stuck there. And that is why it's always difficult for you to leave, because it's not a decision that was made lightly. For me as a Madrid fan, and I can say the same thing for Tokwe too, because I know when he became a fan, it was not a rosy period for Real Madrid at all. It was a period where we were always dropping out of the Champions League in the round of 16 every season.
But we make it up. Champions League?
No. I know it's not only about the Champions League.
Barca was dominating then.
Yeah, then there was also Barcelona too. Even prior to Guardiola, Frank Rijkaard, with his fantastic 4 team that had Ronaldinho, Henry, Eto'o, and who was the 4th player? Who was that for? I think Messi. Messi was coming up.
Messi was coming up.
Exactly. So there was, even in the league, Real Madrid were struggling. So becoming a Madrid fan at that time, I think it was when I became a Madrid fan, it was like 1 or 2 seasons before Zidane retired. I only got the chance to watch Zidane 2 seasons.
And put somebody in the World Cup.
And that was the end. So I got to watch Zidane 2 seasons. And even towards the end of Zidane's career, okay, Zidane left. Real Madrid had players like Gabriel Enze playing in defense, players that didn't know which leg they were using, and they had Rahul that was already going towards the end of his career. And exactly. So at that time, it was not really a fun time to join Real Madrid. But then some of us joined at that time. And so we have the right to claim. We are not even claiming the past glory. At least the things that we achieved from that point on going forward. Madrid fans that had to sit through that Champions League semi-final against Bayern Munich, where the best players in the team lost penalty. Ronaldo, Kaká, Sergio Ramos. I believe that those Madrid fans deserve whatever success Madrid is getting right now.
Yeah, true, sure.
Yeah, because those nights were the nights that you cried as a fan, and you know that okay, you have. Funny enough, I used to like Chelsea too, but the day I turned my back on Chelsea,
it was Bayern against Bayern.
No, for me, it was against Man U. Champions League final against Man U.
2009.
I think it was 8 or 9. Where Anelka and John Terry
penalty shooters.
That was it. I was like, no, this is not, because I was a Madrid fan, true, but at the same time, because Premier League was more popular, so you want to watch one team in the Premier League and at least follow. But then that was like, no, that was the end for me. Dayo, you have been quiet. I know that the red team has been bleeding recently.
They've taken the first half of their
maybe because you guys are wearing red jersey. People are not really seeing the blood.
Man U is the new Chelsea this season.
No. I pray we don't go bad like Chelsea last season. No.
I don't understand. How can you say Man U is the new Chelsea? No, I won't agree. Chelsea is not that bad. I will not agree.
You won't even make it to this season.
Rich, I will not agree. I can't come and agree to such a thing.
Last season, Chelsea was terrible last season. If Man U gets to that point or more, you don't ready.
So basically, the bottom for Man U is that shall not be as worst as Chelsea.
You two shut up. You two shut up. Both of you.
Let's get something clear. You're saying Man U is the new Chelsea. On what grounds? Because the last time Chelsea won a trophy is not even up to 3 years yet. But Man U has been now on how many years of not winning a trophy before?
No, Man used to won Carabao Cup last season. They called it even if it's secondary school cup. They still won it.
Before that Carabao, what did they win?
We are not even talking about
when did they win the Europa League?
We are talking about last
2017.
2017. Okay,
Chelsea was at their worst.
Wait, chill. 2017 from 2017 to 2022 is how many years?
6 years.
5 years.
2017, 6 years.
Okay.
So would you say Man U is the new Chelsea when Man U went 6 years sabbatical from success? But Chelsea has been consistent.
They've won now, and you're on your third year now. So
it's
almost like you are the new. So you are the new one.
Chelsea won
when Chelsea probably goes 4 years, you can talk about it. As of now, you don't have ground. Go and sit down.
4 years.
I'm not.
Go and sit down. Haters. Now, so haters they talk for evening.
I am not agreeing to the 3 years. What year did Chelsea win the Champions League?
Okay.
2021. When did they win the last Europa League they won?
Under with Hazard.
Yeah, with Hazard when Giroud scored against Arsenal.
I can't remember when.
You didn't win against Arsenal. It was not against Arsenal. You won the Europa League.
Chelsea won Europa League against Arsenal in the final. Go and check your record.
Okay.
Let me see.
When Giroud scored the flying header. Czech was the keeper that day. That was the first cup Sarri would ever win in his entire career.
But then it's going to be 3 years because you said 2022, 2023, then 2020 because you are definitely not going to carry a trophy this season. So it's 3 years.
No, but funny enough, that's the thing about Chelsea. Although
you are already counting here. They have not reached. Haters in the evening.
Last season was very bad, but there's this thing
very
about Chelsea.
bad
Chelsea have this. They have this thing of.
Previous season bad.
No, but Chelsea have this thing of even when they are not having a good season, they can still pull something. But if you remember, the 2 seasons that Chelsea won the Champions League, they were not actually playing well. They actually sacked their coaches at that time. The first time, I think that was the season they sacked. Was it Mourinho? And then Avram
Ninja plenty
They
pass
sacked,
Mora.
they sacked,
Team gone
they
yàtọ̀.
sacked Villas-Boas.
Matao came in
Villas Boas,
2012.
yeah, Villas Boas.
Then
Then
Matao came in.
exactly.
Matthew.
So the last one too, they sacked the coach, and the new coach took them. They sacked. Was it Lampard? They sacked.
Lampard, yeah. They sacked Lampard.
So you can't say maybe they will sack. What's his name now? By
They are
January.
not they can't sack Pochettino. I'm very certain.
Exactly.
I'm very certain they can't sack.
At least they want to give him a whole season, right?
They won't give Pochettino.
But I'm sure they will soon
guys.
sack
I'm very sure.
Ten Hag.
I'm very sure those guys are ready
No,
to
that
give
one
Pochettino.
is I don't even understand what he's
I
doing.
feel like it's just like what's it called? A lower version of Guardiola. Guardiola with the bad air, but without
Lower
without the
version of
noise.
Well,
Guardiola.
you are disrespecting.
Yeah,
Guardiola.
no, you are disrespecting
disrespecting
Guardiola.
Guardiola.
That's a
Sure.
disrespect of
Meaning it's
Guardiola.
not even a lower version of Guardiola.
You will say a lower version of Arteta. It's
Oh,
still an
Arteta.
insult to Arteta.
Hey,
But
But it's not
finishing.
Arteta is winning. Arteta has a better ratio than him so far.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. It's even still
Well,
an
okay,
insult.
recently, sure.
It's even still
the
an
lower
insult to
version of
Arteta.
him.
But wait, Dayo, let me ask you this. Do you think, because I want to bring this conversation back, do you think Ronaldo's exit had anything to do with what is wrong with Man U right now? The way Ronaldo left.
Bang.
For me
Ronaldo's-
personally, I would say Ronaldo's exit has nothing to do with what's wrong with Man U right now. Man U has been they have this issue for the past 4 years now. And when
2 million years.
when Ronaldo came, they
Ronaldo.
felt like maybe it was like he's stealing the show and everything. Now he has left. We are still battling the same issue. So what's the difference? So Ronaldo's exit has not.
But when he was around, I think it was like this stopgap. He was scoring once in a while. At least everything was looking fine. But I still feel like I don't like the way Ronaldo left Man U, though.
Why?
I don't like
Why
the
would
whole
you feel
controversy. No, the whole controversy that surrounded the press conference.
Yeah,
The
it
way he
was
came back,
stuff.
yeah, the
It was-
homecoming was nice, but then he just left.
The exit was poor. It was bad. It was bad.
There's a point you disrespect a force and it will backfire in your face. The problem with Man U has been there, as you rightly said, has been there for years. Zlatan Ibrahimovic mentioned it. He said Man U is a big club from the outside, but when you get in, you will see that the mentality is old.
Ronaldo
was bold
took the
enough.
fall. Actually, he took the
Ronaldo
fall
was
for
bold
us.
enough to express it, and since the day he expressed it, everyone
That
has
was
been
when he
seeing
messed
that
everything
problem.
up.
He didn't mess it up. The journey to Man U becoming a better club in terms of management and football in itself is going to happen faster because Ronaldo spoke out. If Ronaldo had not spoken, Man U fans today will not know the mess going on in Man U. Man U is so visionless. That's why the pressure is so much. Glazer's family is trying to sell. Now the fans are quiet again. They are saying they are probably not going to sell again. They are the one doing a lot of harm to that club, and the way they are running it is not moving it forward. Because of
It's the
Ronaldo,
family that are cutting arm to them because of the coach wants fund. They gave him fund. Who did he want that they didn't sign this season?
It's not even about the money, actually. Ronaldo made mention of many things then. He made mention of their facilities and everything, that it was poor.
Facilities at Carrington.
It matters now. Everything matters now.
Carrington facilities, according to standard in Europe and what England is. If for players like us, or for players coming from Portugal, they will see, Old Trafford, hey, Carrington is very good.
But Ronaldo that has been to a lot of places,
yes,
he knows what the standard should be like.
He knows what the standard of Manchester United should be in
and he knows what he left years ago.
Exactly.
So he
came back
to meet what
he left years ago.
Someone that played in Madrid, played in Juve, is now coming back to United and seeing that even Juve is an Italian team is doing better in terms of facilities. It's England, for crying out loud.
Ronaldo took the fall, actually. And you know England publicity now. They don't like stuff like that. So they just had to tarnish his image and everything. So he just had to leave. He left on a very bad note.
Before Haaland signed for Man City, when he was at Dortmund, they came to play a Champions League match at Etihad. And it was like, when he got to Etihad, he was wowed. He was impressed. He was like, wow, this is money. It will show now. When you sing class, you know class, not just singing.
So I guess what is left for Man U now is just name. They don't have that pool
it's
anymore.
Just name. The glory days are gone.
It's just swag.
A lot of us grew up to know that the top four in England were Man U, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool. But these days, it doesn't look like it anymore.
No,
A new
it's
team has-
just
Liverpool
that
and the rest.
it's just that no matter how bad it has always been for Man U, the 1 to 5 spots we don't leave that gap. So that was why I was saying last season's Chelsea, we don't want to be like Chelsea at all. Because not Chelsea is not even anywhere near anything last season. They were below.
But okay,
So,
let me ask this. One major thing we criticize teams like PSG and Man City for is the way they spend money. They'll be like, oh, that team is just because they have money, it's because they have money. But then if you look at how much money is being pumped into the Premier League now, and how much money teams like, and let's be realistic, teams like Chelsea, even Man U have spent.
yes, now.
Do you think that argument against teams like Man City that is because of money, do you think is weak?
That argument against Man City, yes, it's weak. Because if you look at the success Man City is enjoying today when it comes to Champions League, winning the Champions League, winning like back-to-back EPLs, dominating. When we're saying dominating, Man City is dominating the England space when it comes to football.
Yeah.
And it didn't just happen overnight. I think Chelsea, if it was in days of old and they were talking about success and they're attributing it to Chelsea, you say yes because of money. Chelsea picked success like as they just picked it. And Chelsea dominated from the very first year it came to limelight. But Man City paid its dues. Man City paid its dues well. They were spending money. They didn't spend it the right way for a couple of years before Mancini came and won them EPL. Pellegrini came, won them EPL. They now grew to become a team that was tired of EPL. But Chelsea came and just won EPL and it became something of a tradition. The way they just came and started beating people and just doing things. Sure, you understand?
Yeah.
So it's all about spending the money right. Chelsea right now is not spending the money right. The money is there. They're not spending it with sense. Very miscalculated and
very miscalculated spending.
And these guys are in charge of Chelsea now. They only own the club based on the financial aspect. They don't own it based on the knowledge of the
game
itself. They don't have the knowledge.
They are good with business and money, but they are not
good.
Exactly.
As it is, Boli is desperate to sign one big name that can sell shares. He chased Neymar before the transfer window. It didn't happen. He chased a couple of players.
But do you think there's a similarity in the blueprint of Chelsea now and that of PSG?
There is in the blueprint. I don't think there's a similarity because
I'm not talking of Abramovich Chelsea. I'm talking of Bowley Chelsea.
The new Chelsea, the way they are trying to sign players for names and selling jerseys.
And buying almost 11 players every season.
I'm telling you.
I don't think it's the same. The problem with PSG is that PSG is desperate for a Champions League title. So all their transfers every season is out of desperation to make that Champions League trophy come to France. Chelsea was signing based on we want to be among the big boys. They didn't have a target initially. They just wanted to be among the big boys. PSG came with the desire, the obsession to be Champions League holders. And you see it every time they come. It's always like they are very desperate for it. That's the way they look. So they are not playing with, say, let's make a season out of this and do the best we can.
Cumulative growth.
They don't want that. They just want to make it happen once.
And even Real Madrid, that you would say, okay, at the time Real Madrid was spending a lot of money. There was a lot of cumulative growth for Madrid too. There was transition. There was the time that they needed to build. They'll focus a little bit on this, and get it right. But I guess a lot of teams.
Because they have a man like Florentino Perez. Look at the time of the Galacticos when they were signing Beckham, Ronaldo, this and that one, everybody, star-studded team. That period, Real Madrid was seen as a team that will catch you and beat you mercilessly. And let's not lie, in the history of football generally, Florentino Perez is the best president in the history of football. He has made things happen. Their last election, everybody stepped down for him and just continue. The way he was structuring the club then was like he saw a vision. It didn't work out most of the time, but Florentino Perez was always putting Real Madrid outside. Those years of trouble that we're talking about for Real Madrid, they were not under Florentino Perez. It was Ramon Calderon.
Yeah, Ramon Calderon. Yeah,
was the president. When Perez came, it transformed everything. You see the kind of signings Madrid is signing now.
Yeah, he put the team back on the global stage.
Real Madrid is not signing based on name. They're signing based on potential that will serve for a longer purpose. Look at their midfield. Just look at that midfield with Bellingham and Camavinga and the rest of them.
Tramini.
Look at Valverde. You just look at Valverde like who is Valverde? But when Valverde plays football for you, you see experience. Valverde has gained a lot of experience. You see their defense. They are still signing on Adangula, on 17-year-old boy. Madrid now, the new Madrid believes in structure and longevity. It looks like that for Chelsea too, but Chelsea is just stupid about it, not strategic at all.
Okay,
about that.
Okay, go on.
Not going too far. If we're comparing Chelsea and Man U and saying they're almost the same, look at Chelsea. Like you said they came, they hit the ground running. They've won everything. Man U too has also won everything.
Yeah.
So you can't tell them that they should not start building for the process of want to win the Champions League just like PSG or like Arsenal. So it's just going to be like we've won this before. So their own spending cannot be like that of Arsenal. Okay, we want to win maybe one Premier League we've not won since 2004.
The kind of transfers you make is not basically because you want to
win one trophy,
one particular target. No, the transfer you're making is to better your club. That should be the first thing in your head as a club owner, a club president or whatever, even the manager. It should be, I want to make my team better and competitive enough to dominate, not because we want to win. That's the problem with PSG. They want to win a particular thing. They are looking for weapons to get that in.
Already, they just need one thing.
Yeah, Man U on the other hand, Man U is just desperate to become relevant again.
Yeah.
Man U is very desperate to become relevant.
Dayo, you are too quiet on this Man U matter.
No, he's actually saying the truth.
They've taken the fuck from them.
Before years back, Man U fans, they tell Man City fans inside Manchester, telling them that they are the noisy neighbors. They are the noisy neighbors. It used to pay Man City fans, but now Man City is the club in Manchester. Yeah. Man U fans can't raise their head to start talking and saying blah 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 blah.
But these days, it feels like Arsenal is the only London club too.
Arsenal is not the only London club. Arsenal is the London club that is making waves. because let me tell you something. Let me break something down to you. You know why Arsenal is not the only London club? And even West Ham can claim to be a bigger London club than Arsenal because it has a European Championship. That's the Europa League. Arsenal has not won anything in Europe ever.
I think the problem with Arsenal is that they don't know when to drop out of the Champions League. If they had sense like Sevilla, they will be dropping out from the group stage so that they can quickly go back to Europa League.
They wouldn't still win it.
Sevilla's owned that Europa League. I don't know what they are doing.
Sevilla is the Real Madrid of Europa League.
Every competition has its style. Every competition has a style. You see the way they play in the English Championship. It's very kick and follow-ish and shots enter from anywhere.
Yeah.
Any EPL team that just relegates and goes there, they find it very difficult because the style of football is different. That's just how it is.
That's why teams don't automatically get promotion when they relegate. They first readjust.
They first readjust. That's why Champions League and Europa is not the same. Sevilla will be in the Champions League and struggle. One person just pick him and beat him.
Yeah.
But in the Europa League, they understand how the football is played there, and they're very efficient.
Okay,
are we saying on this note, if Chelsea goes to relegation Division 2, they won't survive?
Yeah, that's one thing. See, something about clubs is that there is a mentality. There is a mentality in clubs that makes them believe that no matter where we did, we go rugged down. I'm not saying Chelsea. If it ever even happens that Chelsea relegate, the Chelsea of now, because it's Chelsea of now, I know Chelsea of now will still come back immediately because the quality they have is enough to wait the storm of the championship. It might not be enough for the
against lower teams. They're not scoring against lower teams, which is very, very appalling with so much chances created.
But I think the other problem, we know we are talking hypothetical, but the general problem that happens to big teams that relegate is I feel like some of those players always have this clause in their contract that if you relegate, I'm leaving. So that might cause Yeah, so
Some of them, some
that
of them
might be a
have.
different problem entirely.
That's my
Okay, I want us to give our predictions for top four in the Premier League.
Top
Let
four
me start
prediction.
with Ade. What's your prediction for this season? We are going to come back to this recording and we'll see who got it right. So, what's your top four prediction? Don't say Chelsea number one. We already know that one.
That
I don't even
one
expect you
are
to put Chelsea in
sentiments.
top four. So,
Not even in top 10.
what's your top four prediction for
Stop
Premier League?
it. Stop it. Stop it. As usual, we'll still put Man City as number one.
Okay.
And for some reason, for some good enough reason, we'll still put Liverpool as number two. Arsenal, yes, number three. And I'm thinking four will be between, I don't know why Newcastle hasn't done anything yet, but I'm looking at them to be a strong goal against Tottenham this season. So four will be between Tottenham and Newcastle.
Okay. Because especially with the way Tottenham has started the season.
And they've had some good games too already. They've won 4 games already. So
yeah. Dayo, what's your top four prediction?
My top four prediction, as it is now, England is a farmers league, so our Olori Okobambam, Man City, number one. That's the father
number
of
one.
everybody. For number two, I'm just not so sure yet, but I'll still put Arsenal as number two. Arsenal is trying. I'll put Arsenal number two. I'll put Liverpool three.
Okay.
Maybe Man U fourth, sure.
Okay.
Because Man U,
that's open.
no matter how bad we start the season, we end up at that place. That place is our bet, right?
Okay. Top four,
Last
right?
season, Brighton beat us blue black too. So it's not new to me. So I think that's our bet, right? We'll get there.
Okay.
1 to 5. Count us in.
What's your own prediction?
Okay.
How can this guy come and be talking over? We don't want non-EPL people giving us prediction. I beg.
So that we'll know the sacrificial lambs that you are sending to the Champions League next season.
That's true. So I'm for my own prediction, I'm still going to go definitely with Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal. I just have top 3 for this season so far. But I'm still believing maybe Newcastle or Tottenham because I believe Newcastle is still going to pick up one.
Okay, so James, your turn.
Okay, as everyone knows, Man City is number one because Man City
number one.
At some point I felt Man City had lost players and they
will be weaker.
Problem, but the replacements and the replacements and the structure of the team itself is it's not looking like those guys are ready to give up. Even when it's looking
they are not backing down.
They are not backing
At
down.
all.
Man City at number one. I would give it to Liverpool instead of Arsenal because except Liverpool loses Salah before the transfer window ends, that would be a big blow. But if they stay this way, Liverpool is going to cook a lot of jollof rice. A lot. That team would gel because players like Szoboszlai and that McAllister, they can bring a lot of magic into that team. Even we've not seen any magic yet from them. And we still have Nunes that can just pop up one day. We have Gakpo that wants to impress. Yeah, we have Diaz that's a machine. So I give them 2. And for number 3, I would give Arsenal. I would say Arsenal because why they should have been number 2 is if they had not added people like Jorginho and Havertz. When you're adding players to your team, you want to add. You want to add players that would
elevate your team.
You have a Jorginho that doesn't.
Stop it now.
You have a Havertz that's already showing glimpses of why he was cast out of Chelsea. So when you need people, you are not likely going to get people like Havertz there because Arsenal is going to Champions League. That is going to be out of their normal schedule. They will struggle to cope. They will struggle to cope with that. And when they get knocked out, it's going to affect their morale. That is depending on how far they go. If they get to like quarterfinal and they get knocked out, their morale will drop no matter where they are on the league table.
I'm not an Arsenal fan, but this calculation is very bad.
No. Do you know?
They don't have
I understand what you're trying to say with that Arsenal thing because I think it affected them. It took a toll on them last season. Arsenal was playing quite well from the onset.
See how many points they lost
when they add some key players, some key players add some injuries and all. That was when they started to drop. Like the likes of Partey then, when they had issues with Partey and the likes, that was when they started dropping. So
Were
the
they-
were they in the
accumulated
Champions League?
fatigue too.
Were they in
The
the Champions League
accumulated
last
fatigue
season?
too can affect them.
In the
Were
Europa
they in the
League.
Champions League last season? Europa League.
Europa League, yeah.
That Europa League, that okay now they'll be in the Champions League. You want to impress, everybody will be so eager to impress. And as I said, the farther they go, the more it's going to affect them. So consciously, we are already giving Man City the trophy because we know it doesn't back down. Man City doesn't feel like that with anybody. Yesterday, I'm a punter. I bet when they were leading Man City yesterday, I was like, Man City will win this match, and it was 2 point something odd. And I played, and it conveniently came in green, and I was like, yes, because that's how strong we believe.
And then when you remember, I can't remember that year that Man City won the league on the final day with Aguero's goal. Those moments.
The only assist for Balotelli in his Man City.
So those moments kind of give a team mental strength that, you know what, we can push to the last day. It doesn't matter.
I don't even understand what Guardiola is feeding those people. Like they are the kind of team
right now. Guardiola is the best manager right now.
Try to watch Guardiola's halftime team talk. Try and Google it and just watch a few.
Because
you will understand
Man City
why
is a team that will beat you. They will still be beating you 7-0, and they will not relent. The same zeal from the onset. They are not even backing down.
I'm telling you, the chat will kill man.
That was the match last season. They were leading 5-0, 70-something minutes. And I think this boy, Foden, did one blah, 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 one magic like that, then scored the 6th goal. And Guardiola, instead of jubilating, he was lamenting. And within 5 minutes, he subbed him.
Imagine.
You get, after the press conference, he said, they asked him why he subbed him after the goal. That he wasn't looking tired, he was lively. He said he went against his rules. He went against the plan of the match. That was not meant to happen. What if they had taken the ball and at that point they were naked at the back? What if what he pulled off didn't work out?
It's not just about your personal ambition. You must follow the blueprint.
Exactly.
He said it was a risk that was unnecessary because a clean sheet is very good for a team that's already leading 5-0. If they were desperate and needed a goal and he did that,
then
yes, this was a risk worth taking, but it was unnecessary.
So Guardiola is basically the kind of coach that is leading 5-0, but he wants that clean sheet. For me, if I predict the top 4, obviously Man City, I'll put Arsenal as second because I feel like they can still do something. Then Liverpool, and my wild card will be Tottenham, at least because of how they started the season. But Premier League comes with a lot of surprises, and I won't be surprised if something different happens this time around. But I'm quite sure.
I'm holding out for Brighton.
That's your fault,
Mid-season.
Not as my fault too. I'm just saying I'm holding out for Brighton to
have a good season.
Have a good season and create problems for the traditional top 4. They might not end up being there, but they'll give people the run for their money because they are not playing like they see anyone as an opponent to give them a problem.
All the Man City talk. It's fine. I give them a lot of respect, but I feel so far they've not even done half of what Barca has done over the last 10 years. Those guys scare me.
Man City don't have that kind of history to match.
Like Barca has done it over and over and over and over again, and they are
you know why I would negate it a little bit. Because, see, one thing is, when you have a Messi in your team, you don't categorize your team with any other team.
You went 3 years without a trophy at Barca.
Yeah, they went 3 years without a trophy, but you see what they were doing. It was just out of being unlucky and always meeting a customer that kills them. You know what Bayern has done to Barcelona in recent years?
Customer that
Bayern.
And
they took over from Arsenal.
The same Bayern goes to meet Real Madrid, and Madrid slaughters them like gold. So the thing with Barcelona eating success is just like saying you have a magician in your team and you won't be successful. It's not possible.
Yes, even without Messi, they were going to do wonders. They had Neymar, they had Suarez. They actually beat me 5-0 without Messi now. They did that, and they can beat any team in the world.
No, but Barcelona, one thing, just like James said, but there are some dynamics in football that you just cannot explain. Barcelona and Madrid I will not put my money on that game. Even if Barcelona is having the worst season, they can still beat Madrid 3-0. And so those things you just don't know. And then they go across the jam exactly, and you get destroyed. So those are the.
And Madrid will not catch the same Bayern.
Exactly, and destroy them. But one thing I can always say for sure is that whether it is good form, bad form, good season, bad season, even if Man U is topping the league, if I catch them anytime, they are my customers. But that's a conversation for another day.
No,
Chelsea.
And I think there's lack of respect for La Liga teams because of over the years I've proven you guys wrong. Despite you being the most watched, even Atletico Madrid, few of you can boast against them.
Even Sevilla. Even
Before you
Sevilla.
talk too much, help me ask them what Man City do them. I beg.
No, what did Man City do that we have not done to Man City before?
That's the sincere truth.
There's nothing they've done that we've not done to them before now. So nobody in the entire Premier League has Real Madrid's record. Maybe Arsenal.
No, nobody now. Nobody.
So it's okay
Nobody actually.
Bafon guy is okay.
Madrid. Nobody talks against.
It's a lie. I still no agree. Get away.
All right, let me wrap up this. It's been a fun conversation. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you. It's been really fun conversation. I guess maybe at the end of the season we'll come back and see if any of our predictions are true. I'm sure definitely one or two people. Of course, since we didn't all choose the same top four, so I guess maybe only one person will get it right. And maybe we'll be shocked that it's Brighton that will win. At
the long run, now me and the person will come fight the most for this episode. Can't choose the same top four.
Can you imagine? So let's see how it goes. So thank you guys for joining me, and thank you our listeners. I hope you guys enjoyed our conversation today. Until next time, make sure you subscribe to our channel, you like our videos, and you also share. I remain Adeboy, and see you again next time.